It has been brought to my attention that literally almost everyone has already completed our favorite dating sim's hardest difficulty. And I don't appreciate being left out. So I thought to myself, I have extensive gaming experience and I have played through the entire game once on Explorer mode. So I thought I would try it. I don't get what all the fuss is about, really. I bet it's not that difficult.
Delusion?
Anyway, let's collect our tadpole and jump right in. Wait, I've never played as the Dark Urge before. Maybe I should try that. Let's see here. Unimaginable cruelty whispers to you from within. So we have to make sure to make somebody scary and menacing to go with that then. Looks about right. I like this one the most, I think. What about for abilities? I mean, the tadpole is about the only brain cell she has, so I don't think Bestie is very intelligent or wise, to be honest. There, that looks about right, doesn't it? Okay, are you ready?
You have nothing in your skull.
Well, damn, you don't have to say it like that. So, first up, we need to find Bestie Lizelle.
Mother has arrived.
This is your end.
Oh shit, I'm in combat. Wait, I forgot to pick up the XP. There we go. What? I didn't know you could get into combat here. Should I save Shadowheart?
You! Get me out of this damn thing!
We have no time for stragglers.
I'll just break it with my bare hands, I guess.
Do you intend to die for a stranger?
Okay, let's finally get off the ship. I do still want to try and get the sword, I think. Oh, wait.
Hey, bestie.
Damn, there's just XP walking around everywhere, isn't it? Okay.
Let's go.
Come on, gimme. Yes! This honor mode run is officially blessed. It is imperative to watch this cutscene. I don't know if any of you guys know. Love of my life, best girl. I rest my case.
Now come on now.
We're finally on the beach. And first order of business, I'm just gonna go to sleep, you know, need a good night's rest.
In fact, I have to go.
Ah yes, the camp before it's filled with people nagging me about their own problems. God, Larian, did you really have to do Tav dirty like that with this fit? I guess I'll just run around in my underwear for now. Okay, let's get to bed. There's that good night's rest. Which one of those is the most unhinged?
Your body feels aroused, imagining a broken, twisted neck.
There it is. Okay, let's get serious for like 2 seconds. Barbarian has 25 HP on level 2, damn. Okay, who am I picking up first?
Oh, now we gotta go?
Can I take these on by myself? They're easy. I thought honor mode was supposed to be hard. I'll go with the Starian first. I mean, he is the original girl boss.
Please? Please come and help me. My name's Astarion.
I feel like me and Astarion are the least capable of looking for a cure by ourselves. Nice, you did it. What's going on there?
Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep.
Ew, a wizard.
Oh my god, what is that?
I have never done this before.
Many lives depend on my return to the living within the span of 2 days. I trust I've made myself clear.
Bold of you to assume either me or Astarion will remember any of this. Okay, finally, I can pick up my girl Lae'zel.
Mother.
Get rid of them.
Anything for you.
She's right. Let's go.
Wait, I could really use a healer. They seem friendly enough.
Find refuge elsewhere. We've enough mouths to feed.
Hey, yo!
Anyway, what was I doing?
Come.
Okay, we have now recruited 2 companions, and still, there's not one brain cell between us. Well, let's get to know these people.
I'm a magistrate back in the city. It's all rather tedious.
That large, fleshy nose of yours looks like a mistake. Better is an opinion, but mine is certainly more economical.
Riveting. Let's get to the grove. I need to reach level 3.
Open the bloody gate!
If Aradin dies, the run is over. Damn, what is this damage? Don't forget, this will help us later.
Whole place is crawling with gobos.
You have to let Aradin punch Zevlor, come on.
Smack that bitch!
I'm gonna steal his key just to disrespect him. There's nothing in his chest worth having anyway. Come on, you can take a few goblins.
Yes, I'm scared.
I love sneak attack.
Avernus's stench is all over your skin.
Yeah, you're welcome, by the way.
Why, thank you, dread slayer of bugbears.
I have such a headache.
Don't mind me, I'm just going to steal all of their backpacks. I really need healing, bestie.
You could try his apprentice Nettie.
Finally, someone who can point me in the right direction.
Perhaps you could persuade her.
No.
Turning your back on those in need. Maybe we'll get along after all.
You dropped this, by the way. Damn, maybe I'm being the bully here. Maybe saving Arabella will reset my karma. Isn't that the guy Lae'zel needs?
A formal greeting begins with a bow.
And since when was serving a crime?
Can I sneak past her without her noticing me?
You're alive.
I guess not. Come on, I keep getting distracted. Do you know where Nettie is?
Through the carved door, deeper in the grove.
Thanks.
Who doesn't love a fun fact? If you're playing as Dark Urge, you will always recognize the snake, and even if you failed the skill checks, you'll be able to save Arabella. You're welcome. I know some of you struggle with being mean to pixels. Okay, finally, I can speak with Nettie. I'll just be honest, I guess.
You don't have to be here for this.
Please, don't mind me. I'll just watch.
Oh my god, Bestie's trying to poison me.
So, this is what honesty gets you.
I'll take that. let me say hi to my bestie Volo.
Thank you.
See, I can be nice sometimes.
Thank you for protecting the child.
I totally didn't just do that to get Mole to like me. What else can I do to reach level 3? I'm getting impatient.
Let old Auntie Ethel have a look at you.
Aw, I love Auntie Ethel. She's so wholesome.
Why, she sounds positively demented. Let's tell her everything.
All you need is a bit of love and care.
I'm sure there's nothing sinister going on here. Nice. Okay, now we just need Withers and Volo and we're set. Now, how are we gonna do the stargazing scene in a cave?
Do you mind? I was rather enjoying my view of the ceiling.
Aw, I love that I can play dress up every so often. I love Aradin. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, if I wanted to get that gold, where would I find the relic?
It's called the Night Song.
Okay, context clue.
There, on the rooftops.
Okay, let me try to sneak around then. The guard totally let me pass back there.
Goblins ahead.
Thanks, Jerry.
Look it, Claw. Sapper's here.
Tribe?
Tribe.
Tribe!
I'll tell you real slow like, so you don't miss it. North.
Oh, where did you come from?
You need me at your side.
It sounds like to me I just need the artifact and I don't really need you.
Oh, a stranger in a fair camp.
Boo.
I never.
Where did they take my best friend? Give me my sugar daddy, please.
Listen to him coo.
Okay, Withers, check. Follow, check. Now I can finally start building my dream team. I almost forgot I have to resurrect Gale.
I'd thank you for bringing me back to life, but your ending it in the first place has me rather in two minds about you.
Oops. I'm just a silly little gamer girl.
You're not versed in magic, are you?
Not really.
No matter to worry the unlettered over.
What in the...
I don't know if you've noticed this, but
Yo.
I don't really loot anything in this game. So we're gonna have to find some other way to get what we need. Spoiler alert, we're gonna use the 5-finger discount.
The mouse smiled brightly. It outfoxed the cat. Then down came the claw. And that, love, was that.
How long have you been practicing that in the mirror? Might as well pick up Karlach since I'm already here. I'm just gonna stop at the toll house to get an axe for my barbarian.
Bring me her head.
Okay, I'll stop using the sound.
I'm Karlach.
You want to just team up with some blood-stained killer? Because I'm fine with that.
Pick up this dagger for Astarion.
You tug at the dagger until the blade snaps in two.
Not this.
And the braces of defense in the apothecary's cellar for some extra AC since I'm not wearing any armor. So I need about 400 gold in order to respec every member of my party, and Volo is basically an endless source of gold and camp supplies. And he's the easiest and safest NPC to steal from. let's just apply our sleight of hand gear first, which is the gloves of power, the guidance amulet, and the smuggler's ring. Yes, this is important, okay? This is honor mode and there's no take backsies, so every +1 counts. And obviously, this resets every long rest. Wow, I completely forgot the wheel exists.
The stink.
Well, soldier?
Unbothered king. Might as well feed my pet Gale too.
I like Gale, but I'm keeping all my good gear well out of sight.
Gale slurped that thing up like a horse with a carrot.
Hey, yo!
I feel like people way overcomplicate how to build your honor mode team. The only thing you need is dealing decent damage, and your team needs to be mobile enough to not get stun locked and to escape if things get sticky. Well, yes, if squishy spellcasters have 0 haters, I am dead. I'm going to leave my character as a barbarian. I'm just going to drop all of the strength because I'm going to use a strength elixir on her, and the rest of the stats I'm just going to put into dexterity and constitution for AC, initiative, HP. You know how it goes. And I want to try out a Condi-oriented build, so I'm gonna go Tiger Heart to see how many bleeds I can stack on my enemies. The best defense is a good offense. I just think it's useless to waste like a quarter or even half of your team on support. The enemy can't do damage to you if it's dead. I'm going to keep Lae'zel as a fighter. I'm just going to shuffle her stats around a little bit, focus on strength, and I'm gonna pick dexterity over constitution on her though. I mean, I prefer the bonus to initiative, then I do the few extra HP points. The rest doesn't really matter. Battle Master, I'm gonna try to stack AC pretty high on her. So I'm gonna do riposte because high AC means enemies will miss more often, means basically expending a free action every time somebody attacks her. And then I'm gonna do trip attack. It's always an easy way to gain advantage. And I don't know what to do for the third one, but let me do menacing attack for now, which gives me a chance to frighten the enemy. I want to run Ranger on Astarion, but for now he's gonna stay an assassin rogue because that gives me a guaranteed critical hit with foes that are surprised, and I want to take advantage of that until I have the proper gear for my Ranger. The fourth member, I'm going to make a paladin, but we're gonna put a pin in that because I just want to do something else first. Let me show you how to get the most powerful item in the game.
Hold out your hand, lady. Take this ring. It's lucky. Call it. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Heads it is.
I gotta see if this is really lucky.
Really? I mean, fine.
Heads again.
Heads it is. There. Happy?
Let's do tails this time.
Lady, come on. Okay. We got tails. There. Happy?
I wanna try heads again.
Heads or tails? Heads it is.
Let's see it again.
You're killing me here, lady. You really are. Just take the ring, huh? Free sample. Now, you want to take a look at the other stuff I got? Or maybe you just want to go? Thank the gods.
Just straight up bullied these kids out of their lemonade stand. What the hell? Hey guys, you totally should resolve your little conflict. Can you move out of the way, please? I'm trying to steal from this merchant man. It would be pretty useful if I could roll my sleight of hand checks with advantage. If only I had a cleric in my party.
Changed your mind yet?
Fine, I guess you can join me. I'm going to long rest a couple times, you know, just to get some gold in a completely ethical manner.
I will be back. I've taken more pleasant shits than you, Mizora. And at least those can be buried after.
It's Althera from the Grove.
Side note, I haven't spoken to any of the companions about my dark urges, I guess, and the juxtaposition of telling them about them. After the whole Althera thing is sending me.
I was no friend to Althera, but there was no sense in killing her. There's no shame in a capricious murder now and again.
A gentle young soul slain in her prime. Bloodthirst is another matter. But perhaps not too big of one.
Go on then. State your business with me from a safe distance. If it's all the same to you. We all have those from time to time.
I thought this camp was supposed to be our safe haven. Everyone has unseemly thoughts.
Anyway, first up we're going to get the hunting short bow from Damon, the gloves of archery from Grad in the goblin camp, and the bow of awareness from Roa Moonglow. A couple strength elixirs and invisibility potions, just in case. Healing? We don't do that here. Okay, there's just one more thing that we have to do. No, you totally need to avenge your brother. I need to use you as cannon fodder. So here's the thing with the tadpoles. If you consume them, there's gonna be a very nasty skill check that you have to pass at the beginning of Act 3. And let's face it, I can deal with the eyes, but it's the teeth that are the crime against humanity.
Girlfriend, stop! Get back in the car!
Luckily, there's a very totally morally and ethically ambiguous way to solve this. Obviously, by giving all the tadpoles to your teammates instead of yourself. Luck of the Far Realms is my favorite illithid power. I mean, it gives you a guaranteed critical hit on a successful attack roll. Need I say more? And if you land a critical hit on a paladin with Divine Smite, the baseline damage is going to be doubled. See the connection there? So, who's going to be my replacement paladin until I get the love of my life, Minthara? I guess it's gonna be whoever's persuaded into eating tadpoles first. Okay, my girl Karlak bit the bullet. I'm not complaining. Why is this such a buggy miss, by the way? Like, why does Karlak want to have the tadpoles?
Got any going spare?
But then you still have to do a persuasion check. I don't get it. I'm gonna go with Strength Charisma for Paladin, obviously. Oath of Vengeance subclass. I mean, come on, it's my favorite. You can have these hireling hand-me-downs for now. The Everburn Blade and the Bow of Awareness are going to go onto my Paladin. As for the rest of the characters, I'm gonna put the Gloves of Archery on my Rogue as well as the Hunting Short Bow. Lae'zel I'm going to leave as is for now. I mean, everyone has pretty solid HP and the AC is not that bad either. Come on. Oh, also this dagger for Astarion is really important, one of a kind. Basically, you need to convince Lizelle that she's being Delulu and that she's the one that's turning. So then you steal it from her and then say, "No one's dying tonight," and you get the dagger. It's really important.
A splendid ruse.
Okay, I actually have to play this game now. Just kidding. We need Scratch alive to bring him back to his family in Baldur's Gate, right? Okay, time out. We have to get serious now. What I'm gonna do... I'm thinking I'm going to sneak around here. The positioning will be a bit better. We are just going to get rid of the owlbear within one turn because I do not want for it to execute its legendary action. This is what I'm going to do, okay? This is what I'm thinking. I'm going to hide everyone and then I will have my paladin cast Bless on herself, my fighter, and my rogue as well. My barbarian is going to be a bit of a backup in this fight because I can't trigger her rage if she's not in combat. And I'm also going to have my paladin cast Vow of Enmity. Is that how you say it? This just gives her perma advantage. Come on. I'm going to approach the owlbear on my rogue. The ideal scenario here is obviously to get as close as I possibly can without having the enemy spot me. There, I feel like that's fine. I'm going to have my rogue range sneak attack. I can sneak attack obviously because I'm hiding, which gives me advantage, and you will see what an obscene amount of damage an assassin rogue is going to do at level 3. Okay, let's do sneak attack. Then before I do anything else, swap to another member of my party and just put them in turn-based mode. That way their temporary buffs don't disappear. Because of Assassin's Alacrity, when I enter combat, my actions are reset. I'm just going to use my bonus action on Hunter's Mark, just for some extra damage. Basically, I have Assassin Ambush and Assassin Initiative, which means I'm both attacking with advantage because the enemy has not taken a turn yet, and I have a guaranteed critical hit because the enemy I'm attacking is surprised. Come on, half its health deleted. The second character that's going to go in is going to be my paladin. I'm going to ungroup the characters that are not in combat. Have my paladin attack.
What is that?
Damn, I didn't know that could be used as a reaction. Oh well. We'll have to deal with that later. I'm gonna prioritize my fighter and I'm just going to do again the same thing that I did with the paladin. What now? I'm thinking frightened and dazed would be a good combo, so it can't move and it can't take reactions, which means I can move in and out of melee range freely. I'm not sure what kind of range its crushing flight has, so I'll try to move up here. Hopefully it won't be able to reach me. I mean, we should be fine, right? I can still do a critical hit with Luck of the Far Realms actually, because I got lucky before and didn't have to use it. Oh, I forgot about my barbarian as well. Well, that could have gone way worse. What happens if I go back now? No, they killed my owlbear cub. Is this karma? for saying I'm gonna use them as cannon fodder for the owlbear. Oh well.
What? You?
More XP for me, I guess.
Or maybe you just get lucky.
Have I really not done the Astarian vampire scene yet?
I only need a taste. I swear.
I'm also just a girl.
Really?
What? Come on.
Oh no. Something terrible's happened.
Take you!
You're here? Thank goodness. I was worried about you. You looked a little ill last night, but you've certainly recovered. Killed feels like a strong word.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's get some more bling for my characters. First, I need to say hello to Maul, because we need to steal the sacred idol quest.
I want to steal that big, shiny idol.
Wait, where's Korga's chest again?
Like, you're lying, I hate you.
I'm going to pick up some mobility gear for my barbarian. She already has a bigger jump distance and this will give her even more movement speed. I mean, my fighter can do some decent damage ranged if push comes to shove, and my paladin can do some support spells if she can't attack melee. But if my barbarian can't get into close range, she's practically useless. So we're gonna pick up the haste helm here in the blighted village, Crusher's ring from Crusher in the goblin camp.
Go on, kiss more foot.
End him or leave him. But don't you dare grovel to this slug.
God, I'm always ready to suck on some toes, but Lae'zel... but Lae'zel's bullying sets me straight.
He sets his jaw and falls to his knees.
I just had to talk to me. I've got to take a piss.
We're gonna get the Misty Step amulet from Priestess Gut's room. And the gloves of the growling underdog, Pastoral Ragslin. Let me try to sneak around here. I don't want to aggro him yet. That would be a bit scary. Oh, I didn't know that was here. I'll get the Swarzy shoes from Grad here in the Goblin camp as well. I mean, why not? They increase my jump distance even more. I'll put the Spring Step boots on Astarian. I mean, why not? He's the only one I might use dash on because he has it as a bonus action. And the gloves of the Growling Underdog are going on Lae'zel. Best is the only one without a consistent source of advantage, so... Now, the goal is to reach level 4. Can I take the ogres? Not even close, baby. There. Now at least one of us has a brain cell. Bloodlust elixir farm, anyone?
We're teaching this here pipsqueak to fly.
That's actually pretty funny. Can I watch with you guys?
We ain't looking for company. I give up, mercy, please.
No. Sorry, bestie. Oh my god, that is not what I meant to do. Sorry, Barkers. Well, everyone Everyone knows Wolverine is the superior gnome, right?
Someone or something is having a bit of fun.
What are these barbarian dialogue options? Stop, bestie, what are you doing?
I have a confession.
This really got Lae'zel going, didn't it? It was an accident, I swear. Please don't tell Minty.
How was your little rock?
No, I can't do my girl Lae'zel dirty like that.
Oh dear, it was a flop.
There, you can have a hireling replacement of me to munch on. Good boy.
You know absolutely nothing, you Aegis.
Drop the act, hag.
How dare you bully my girl Ethel?
Thank goodness you're here, sweetie.
There, they won't bother you anymore, bestie.
A chill runs up your spine.
Nah, I'm sure everything's fine. Look how pretty.
And have a cuppa. Bombastic side eye.
I'm hunting for a vampire spawn.
And
We should do something about this threat. I'm growing to like the whole package. Honestly. And you clearly like me too. So...
Stop hitting on me, Astarion. Your Act 3 romance sucks.
You enjoyed it, didn't you?
You literally killed me.
Not anymore. Which is all that matters, really.
Ugh, this fight with the difficult terrain. Let me try to move as close as I can. Lae'zel is not having fun.
They're dying for me. All of them.
You carry a Githyanki relic.
I know I like to bully Shadowheart, but come on, don't play with me right now. Everyone is getting the alert feed for now. Might as well bring Karlach to Dammon since I've picked up the Infernal Iron. Honestly, I can't even be bothered to do this check.
Oh, then come.
Is it better to focus Korga first, or what?
One down.
Don't piss me off.
Broodmother's revenge is going on my fighter, I think. Now I finally have a use for these. Oh, and also the Misty Step amulet, I'm going to move to my paladin. I forgot that my barbarian can't cast spells when she's raging. Alright, now I want to buy some new gear. The merchants have some new shiny armor available because we've reached level 4. How exciting! Let's get the chainmail for my paladin and the leather armor for my rogue. Oh, and before I forget, the main reason I'm actually back in the grove.
And you would do it too for a chain.
Thanks.
Thank you. Let's put that on my fighter. Let's save Saza. She's being imprisoned for no reason. You can't so unlawfully imprison a goblin. At least she deserves a fair trial.
Why do you care if a goblin lives or dies?
This mug helped me escape, though. I say we stick a few holes in her. Show how grateful we are.
Oh no, what happened to Saza? This is of utmost importance, honestly. I just think it's funny that there's two of the same item. Like, why? It helped. I've also given Astarion some arrows to play with. Why not? The next boss we're tackling is the Spider Mummy. Yes, I know I technically don't have to do all honor mode bosses, but how am I gonna get my certified gamer title if I don't do them? I'm just really itching to get that sword for Lae'zel before we go. I need to loot all of the hyena ears because I'm addicted to speed potions. Say, Sorel, has anyone ever told you it's really useful to carry all your items in a backpack?
I'm free now.
Go, Karlak. Go do your thing. There we go. What is this character? I'm putting the cape on my rogue for now. It's the most fitting. Please look away. I swear this means nothing.
I'm just here to comfort him through his loss, because I'll be there for him. With open arms, and open legs, and an open mouth.
So, you've probably seen in the background that I swap my companions around because I get bored. I need some change from time to time, you know? Come on, God's favorite princess. This is your time to shine. I'm making Astarion into my fighter instead of Lae'zel. Check the strategy for the spider matriarch. It's spicy. We're gonna pick up the spider step boots and we are going to put them on my rogue, okay? Then I'm going to split my team in two. The fighter and barbarian are going to stay on this platform here, and the paladin is going to go with my rogue. The reason why I gave everyone the alert feeds was because of the spider matriarch, because as you can see here, she has pretty high dexterity, which means that it's pretty easy for her to roll initiative higher than me, and I don't want that. Are you paying attention, babe? Okay, we will wait for Spider Mummy to do her rounds and stand close to this edge, okay? Not too close, because when she turns around, she looks at this edge and you can trigger combat accidentally. But when she turns around, then it's go time. Before doing anything, just check with the girlies so that they have at least some of a free path to right about here. Wink, wink. I'm a bit nervous about my rogue missing, so I'm still going to give her bless on my paladin, just in case. Let's go back to my rogue. We're going to sneak here and pop a speed potion, and then we're going to sneak attack. And I don't have to repeat myself, the strategy is the same as it was with the owlbear. Pop Hunter's Mark, do sneak attack, but now we're not gonna do just one, we're gonna do two because of the speed potion. And what does that mean on an assassin rogue? Well, that means we get 2 critical hits. Hello! And the second one is going to go with the fire arrow so that we collapse the web underneath her, okay? Look at this. That's okay. I have a few tricks up my sleeve too. I'm going to take Astarion because he has Firebolt. Come on! I don't even need the rest of my team. Over in 1 round. They're not even gonna give me any XP, but I need the fangs for the bloodlust elixirs. I need them.
Oh, that. A scratch.
To be honest, I don't really know what to do with their feet. Maybe I'll swap my barbarian to berserker instead, because I'm focusing more on burst damage. I'm giving my barbarian the savage attacker feat for now. My rogue is getting the sharpshooter feat, and my fighter and paladin are both getting great weapon master. I guess we'll see how they roll their initiative in combat. If it's really bad and it bothers me, I'll give some of them the alert feedback. I also got us some fun stuff. We have more speed potions, haste scrolls for extra actions, come on, and fly scrolls and misty step scrolls for mobility. And my absolute favorite, hold person scrolls. Hello! We have 3 melee attackers and you're giving me 3 critical hits. Yes, please. And before you decide to pursue a career in chemistry, might I interest you in enslaving an unsuspecting transmutation wizard to your cause? Have a cleric give them owl's wisdom and go to town. Double the potions, baby. Okay, is it finally time? I think it's finally time. I haven't done much here in the goblin camp, have I? Let's first get rid of Priestess Gut.
Priestess Gut needs to touch you.
I've heard that you can just agree to go with her and Corilla will take care of her, which is hilarious. First we'll get branded by Priestess Gut and then we'll just agree to go with her.
A familiar sensation.
You're so pretty when you're angry, pet.
Okay, let's see. Nice. I'll take that.
There you are. Glad you're all right.
Not Miss Karlak being all worried about me.
I'm glad to see you're in one piece.
Girlie, stop. You're giving me butterflies.
Something terrible has happened to you.
I'm just a dirty little blood pervert, bestie.
I'm sure you're in need of a little penance.
This man is of common stock.
Why does the narrator have 0 chill?
Only the poorest of men need settle for the spectacle of their own gore.
Come on, let the man live.
That was not what I expected to see today.
You aided a bear without knowing if it would savage you.
Alright, Daddy Halsin obtained. Never forget. Okay, this video is getting way longer than I expected it to be, so the rest of the Grove questline is gonna have to wait till the next part. Thank you so much if you made it to this point. If you give me a like, I love you, and I'm sending you virtual hugs. Bye bye!